I think that you couldn't use a company that was like connecting people to dead people if that were like for real. Could you?
Verifiable. I feel like there could
We
be
are
like
here drawing with Jack,
when
and Jack is weighing in on Ouija boards, which is, of course, always the best place to start a conversation on. Here with Logan Gifford and Aaron
You'd have
Cosville.
to be able to sue
Now,
Hasbro.
okay,
You'd have
so
to be able to sue them.
Jack, let me
Or
ask
if
you
there's
this.
regulations.
So if you don't believe that they're talking to spirits, which is good, that's a very scientific take on it, because we don't have evidence that that's a thing that exists. But at the same time, there's a lot of stories of people who have interacted with the Ouija board and it's moving on them and it says things that only they know or it predicts the future. What do you think is happening there?
Subconscious movements of the thing. I mean, that's like the way the Ouija has always like worked. Is like people's like minor movements create like a movement on Ouija board. And sometimes people are more susceptible to believing that the Ouija board is moving itself. When they want to communicate with somebody. So
So you're saying
again,
it's a type of self-hypnosis is what your guess is?
well, it
Is
can
that
be. I'm
people
not saying in
want so
every.
hard to believe?
Hey, listen. These are scientific explanations. Like you said, I'm a man of science. I do believe in science. So, but can some unexplained shit happen through a Ouija board? For sure. I mean, do human beings know everything? Hell no. Is there some way that something could make a Ouija board seem like it was doing something crazy? Or is there like another realm that we could possibly intersect with at some time for some reason that after the fact could be scientifically discerned, but at the time would seem magical, supernatural, and spooky as fuck?
Right, yeah. Well, see, that's kind of more of my take on it. I'm not sure what an angel or a demon is, but there's a definite possibility that there are creatures that move at 5 and 6 dimensions, which are sort of just intersecting the three-dimensional sphere or four-dimensional frame that we're in, right? Uh,
That's so vanishingly small and so irresponsibly reported. I have to really believe that there is no such thing.
Oh, I'm making no argument for it. No, I'm making no argument for it. I'm just saying, like, that's where I'm like, yeah, it's a possibility, right? Like, we intersect, three-dimensional and two-dimensional space without thinking about it.
Sure.
Yeah. I was
Can
also
you imagine
referencing
being dead and communicating through a Ouija board? Can you imagine? Like, oh, I gotta tell him, but I can only do it through get a fucking Ouija board.
Get a board,
oh,
yeah.
Fucking form.
That's when you have poltergeist.
Says that there's 12 dimensions. Why would we be the only one that has light?
I know, but a Ouija board being the communication, portal through one of those 12. Come on.
Do we have channel mods?
Stranger things have happened, like on Netflix. Stranger Things, the show has happened.
You're right. Stranger Things has happened. Thank you for. I mean, is it over yet, or is it still is it still going?
It's still going.
There's no way. These kids are getting way too old. How are they still going? Like, I think.
There's gonna be a time jump. There's gonna be a time jump.
Okay, yeah, because 11's like dating like men now, so it's just weird if she's a teenager on the show.
Yeah, dude. Have you seen Millie Bobby Brown? Yeah, she's.
Thank you for giving me her name. All I could remember was the show. Yeah, and she's a gorgeous young lady. I'm glad that she's getting to do stuff in Hollywood. I hope she's being safe because it's a place where creeps hang out a lot.
She was already famously hit on by Drake. Like that's like a meme.
Right?
Yeah.
What can you say, right? Like it's just it's known that creeps hang out there. So girl, just be careful. Because she seems like a nice person, and it does seem to chew actors too, but chew people up and spit them out.
So if you have a kid with Drake, is it technically a dragonborn?
Why would it be dragonborn?
Because Drake
is a form of dragon.
Yeah, Drake is the yeah.
That's giving him too much.
Right.
As much as I wouldn't want it to be, I guess phonetically yes.
Phonetically, you have to give it to Drake. There's a lot of dragonborn being born. You never have. Yeah.
you never have to give it to Drake.
Well, he never really
It's-
asked, right? He
that's
just
false.
takes it. Isn't that what the facts have turned out to be?
I mean, again, I'm not privy to like legal facts about any kind of assault charges or anything like that. I do know that he's widely considered to be a predator, and all of the music that I've heard of his and all of the music videos they're bad. So
He's like,
the music
they're
is
just
all
bad.
right, I guess,
Right,
but
right. They're bad.
yeah, I'm just like, I'm good on Drake. And like the stuff that I've heard, which again, not legally verifiable, so I don't want to like act like it's fact, but
That was the question I was asking, is if there were any
doesn't
known
impress
facts.
me.
Yeah.
Dude, back in like 2011 or 2012 or something, Drake released this video that was like supposed to be like his like artistic statement for like the next like the coming decade. And it was basically like him like going to a strip club and being bored at a strip club.
Being
And I'm just
bored
like, who does this relate to?
at
Like, who?
a strip club. Apparently Drake wanted to send the message that artistically that's where he was. They were shaking titties in his face and he couldn't even take it anymore.
Dude, it was so boring. I was just like, I remember I watched it like twice. I was like, this is really bad and pathetic. Like, why?
Shame
Does
Drake.
he think anybody could relate? That was my big thing. Just like, how does he think anybody could relate to this? Like, who are you speaking for?
Drake, your boy is speaking for himself. No one was gonna share Drake's perspective except for him. And so he had to speak up for, the unspoken minority, which is Drake. So he did it. He did it for the little people.
The unspoken.
Yeah.
The unspoken minority.
Yeah, Drake. It's Drake. He was the unspoken minority. Very few people he's noticed go to the strip club and are bored at the strip club and yet consider themselves to be straight men.
Yeah, it's like
so
in a
he's
strip
like,
club,
well,
just
but
like,
what about me, who goes here and I've seen so many titties I can't even get hard
and it's just
anymore.
like pictures of like just scenes of him like in the strip club, just like half his face, and I'm just like looking at him. But then he's on the roof with a helicopter going and flare smoke going off, and he's like, ugh. And it's like, why would you rather be on the roof doing that than inside of a strip club? Like, guys.
I mean, you get what you pay for,
who
right?
is this for? Who is this for?
So at that point, he had been doing music and recognized as a musician for a long time, a couple of decades, right? Like I'm sure he's trying to make an artist statement that's very much like, like what else can I possibly achieve?
Yeah.
But and then he's kind of trapped into it because then what else does Drake do if Drake's not putting out albums?
It's just like, what the fuck is your like? I'm just like, what the fuck is your deal? Like, who are you making art for?
Right.
Why am I supposed to give a shit?
Yeah, well, that's the big question. Like, I mean,
or the Dragonborn.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe for his dragon spawn, it like unleashes like their DNA at a certain age when they hear the song, and then they know that they're, their father's children.
Yeah.
I'm getting on this theory more and more, Aaron Cosby.
And they get fire breath.
Yeah,
right?
They spit fire, like their father does. He
doesn't spit fire.
So they're gonna be water dragons because no fire is being spit. So Logan, are you?
I'm just like,
there he is. What's up, buddy? Are you present?
Yeah.
You're here, right? Okay, cool. Jack, I don't know if you heard this news, but the guys that we met up with on my birthday, one of them is an animator who is going to start making your work move a little bit more.
oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. It's very exciting. One of the things.
This is a super exciting step forward.
This is a very exciting step forward. Yeah. So he has some really great suggestions of things that he's going to do for the first edit. One of them is to, I don't know, Jack, have you watched the edits that we've done of the rough cuts of some of the animation of the first page?
No. Is that in the Discord?
Yeah, it's I
I'll
dropped down. I
put that on the
think
website.
in general section probably is where that one probably is.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look. See.
Not super
Computer
essential,
discussion.
or actually it might be an artwork. Now that I think about it,
Okay.
yeah, the one that says self care is important. That's the one. But so he wants to
Here, let me.
animate. Let's watch.
Captain's log, Stargate 06969.
Cool.
Canine cluster in Rooster Teeth Paradise.
I can't the entire reason, Peter. I'm telling you, I can't find Pussy Paradise. The brochure says it should be right here.
Check again.
Wow.
I want you to take this vacation so we don't break our code. We must spread happiness across the universe, and self-care is important.
I see.
Right. So
Yeah, I've seen some AI tools that do that. It's interesting. It's very interesting. I
Yeah, so
Another thing for the
that's
music in that.
very rough. Yeah, Chandler from Flamingo, or who is Flamingo, did the music.
Yeah.
I've recut it. There's some extra stuff's been added. That was just to give us a basis to work from your art to see what motion could exist, and then the animator is working from that to make it
If
move
he
better.
needs individual elements, I can. If he needs individual elements, I can make those. So let him know
That's
that.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one of the things you can see is that they're talking kind of funny. They're more like jabbering than they are like saying words. And that's one of the
Yeah.
things that he said too, is that with animation you need the M sound, the O shape, to even when you're just like you have the same image, so they can flip between them to like make the words that they're speaking, just to give it some more added realism. So cool. Yeah, I'll pass that on to him. I'm sure there's some
and
stuff.
just like send it an email, and I'll have the if he has like requests for like specific things, and when we get together, I'll just go through them, and we can.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've invited him to come hang out with us here. He may or may not.
Yeah.
But at some point, I'm gonna keep talking with him. We just started talking with him and hanging out with him. Aaron knows him from another place, and I've been keeping up with them too. So yeah, they're good
The more the
guys.
merrier.
Yeah, for sure. And when we start to bring all the skills together is when we get to see like your work do something, right? You see the pecker flying through space, and you're like, yes, like hell yes, right? That's like your art working. And so he wants to do some things where he wants the plasma off the back of the ship to be more fluid looking, which is a great note. I hadn't even noticed. And then he wanted to do that, like the orb in that final shot, like actually glowing. Then his thought was for the beaks. He wants to go to, and like Logan, this is what I was asking you if you were specifically listening, is he wants to do teeth for the chickens, which I think is a good idea because we can do things where they can enunciate words, they can whisper, and they can smile if we have teeth. So
I left the teeth. I left teeth out because when you're doing like individual teeth like that, it becomes like an animation, like But I can add them. I mean, it's no big deal. But
well,
it's
so
like just
here's the thing: is I think that they have beaks until they have teeth, and we need them to have teeth, and then they have teeth. I think that's kind of like the style because they're cartoons, right? And so I believe that you are on track for what the goal is, and then also know that if there's moments where you feel like you want to use their teeth to like give them a certain expression, then it's now open to you also, because that's kind of the. And
I
he's
mean,
sorry.
I see. So I'm just like making sure that I understand you correctly. So like, I mean, like you want to always see teeth in the beak, is what you're saying. Like,
There is this is actually just a pitch,
That's
so
an
it's
excellent
not
question.
something that we need to happen. So this I'm like kind of kicking around because I know it's the first time that you guys have said it. So Logan, because you had said that there was a way that you wanted them to be able to speak, right? Something along those lines. Do you want to sum up your thoughts real quick?
Well, all I was gonna say is like I feel like we'd have to, in order to be able to make it make sense when they articulate things, we'd have to kind of move away from the design of a pointed beak. But that was just something from my personal input. Like that's not coming from me as an animator, just coming from me as like just an appreciator of cartoons.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess. But
So,
like
and then
for
also,
me, like
I hear that thought,
I
and then
feel
I want
like
to know
animating
exactly.
like ooh sounds, like certain sounds you try to animate and articulate that have lips won't make sense with a beak.
Well, okay,
You know what I
so,
mean? It's just
so,
little things like that that I was thinking about where it's like it'll look really weird if the beak stays pointy and and they're trying to articulate certain things.
Yeah. I mean,
so,
I guess the way that I always thought of it, because like, Ren and Stimpy, if you think about that cartoon again, that's like an inspiration. I mean, like Ren's mouth, he would have like little sharp pointy teeth at certain times. But then if he was like doing something where he was like really enunciating like the TH or some other kind of sound where he was like putting it against his teeth, he would just have like two big buck teeth.
right, yeah,
He would just have
exactly.
them. So,
With a cartoon, I think we have that freedom for sure.
I would say so. Like that's just to kind of drive home the idea of the kind of like silliness that the cartoon is meant to be going for, where it's just like yeah, like the characters. Because like again, like I think for the sake of animation, like because this is supposed to turn into a cartoon show,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So there's like a practical like design at like angle to that where it's just like you want the designs to be simple because you want them to be reproducible quickly
yeah,
because you want to be able to put out the episodes. So like in my mind, yeah, like I think at certain times maybe they should have teeth for certain things, but it's just like generally it should just probably be a beak just for the sake of being able to have a reproducible image that's going to get like animated quickly as possible without
right,
needing to have the animator draw in like have the expectation to draw in a bunch of teeth like for every scene
right,
on
right.
on
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it looks weird. The example that he gave was the movie Storks from 2017. If you have a phone
the
and
movie's storks. Wait,
yeah,
hold
you
on, let's
want to
take a look
Google
at
it.
it. Let's
So
take a look at
most of
sorry,
the time in this animation, because it was new to me too, you see the beaks because they're storks just being storks, and then
you said
when
2017.
I believe that's the one, 2016 or 2017,
2016.
2016, yeah, it's like, and then when they for comic effect, they see, yeah, you got it. Their teeth pop out when they need to
Worry
depart,
about
right?
animating. You're not having to worry about animating teeth all the time.
Right.
Only when you need them to make sense, and then they can be any kind of teeth you want. Like it doesn't make sense for those stork to have those big block teeth, but
No, no, it does not. It's definitely goofy. And I
yeah,
think that, and you guys haven't gotten to, I mean, you listened to conversations, I believe, when we got to hang out with them a couple of times, but yeah, Francisco is definitely, Jack, I think you'll be really interested to talk with him because the level of art that he understands is also very comparable to yours. So,
gotcha.
he spent a lot of time on the animation side of it and also knows illustration. But like he's a little bit younger than you probably. I think he's
Okay.
24, 26 or something like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think you'll appreciate his mastery of his craft.
Yeah.
For
No. No.
sure.
I'm sure I will.
Um, anyway, so but yeah, so that was what his suggestion was. He's like with those beaks, it was fun to see them flap around to say the words, and then
Mm.
also like for those teeth. Um, so yeah, anyway, um, I want to see what
Oof.
he said he needed a little time to do it, so I can't show you guys today, unfortunately, because he just signed on a
Yeah.
couple of days ago. But yeah, I'm excited to see what your work looks like when it's moving. Because the idea right now, we're just in this phase right now where we're pitching a project with animated storyboards. So I just want to your work is so vibrant. I want to give it some life so that people can see it as a YouTube video and they go, aha, I see where you're going with that, and I see that what you need is funding, right?
Mhm.
So that we can reach that next level. But first tier, first goal, which is, what we've talked to you about initially, is just to get these first 6 pages done.
Yep. And I am. What was it? I am
Cooking, cooking at is what you're doing, bro.
cooking.
Yeah,
Cooking.
because I mean, it
Exactly. I
is
was
like, like,
looking for a word.
yeah. So yeah, again, we're meeting here on a Thursday, because things came up, and instead of, not meeting, here we are meeting. So yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
meeting with us on an
Oh,
extra
no
day
problem.
as well. Because it's cool. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see all these things come together. I'm sure you are as well.
It's a privilege, honestly. I mean, it's fun to draw these things. It's fun to make them look, kind of cool.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think,
kind of cool.
this era of sci-fi is very fun and interesting. Um, and yeah, I don't really have much to say about it because I don't, like I like the look at Space Betty. I actually
Yeah,
like the way they're
right.
doing this.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I need to add this yellow too.
Well, which is why, like, I want to animate this stuff to see, like, because it's the level of detail that you put into the work on all these, like the backpack, right? It's something that we know that we need. It's there. It's never explicitly mentioned, but it's definitely a detail that you discovered and pointed out that does need to exist. Um, so yeah, like
Well,
it's got a fantastic level of detail to it.
I think that these things would reveal themselves to anyone who worked on it, but I'm glad that again, like it's a privilege to be able to find these things and work on them. Like have my imagination validated as I think of cool and fun and interesting things to make for the universe here.
Right, yeah, exactly.
What did we wait? Hold on. What did we name? What did I name? I don't even remember what I named the backpack.
I know that it has Wiener as part of it, but I don't think the whole backpack has a name. Does it?
The Uni tool is called the Waveform Energy Interneural Extrapolation Replicator.
It's the
The Wiener
wiener.
Yeah, it's the upper left-hand
Yeah,
thing that they pull their the big O rays
yeah.
out of.
It's basically this whole like upper compartment
Yep.
thing. It's basically can replicate. It can just like 3D print out of energy anything that he needs, and it's like connected. It's connected to his brain
It has a
somehow
neural
too.
interface. That's the NR. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Unilateral
if he thinks of it,
waveform
it'll
energy.
pop out of one of those slots, and he can just reach back and grab it.
IN.
That was inspired by the game No Man's Sky. Honestly, No Man's
Nice.
Sky, like in VR, you reach behind your head and grab your multi-tool whenever you want to use it. So it's just kind of like always just ready to materialize there. It's not always there, but if you reach back to grab it, it suddenly materializes it. Like grab it. So
Get your
that's where
unit
I got.
tool.
Yeah,
You got to
that's where I
grab your
got the
unit tool
idea.
sometimes, right? Self-care is important.
You got to grab that uni tool, guys. I don't know how else to put that, but
I try to use my wiener at least once a week.
Right, yeah, exactly. Just to keep it lubed up, right? Like you don't want a
Exactly. Yeah.
uriner to jam.
Yes.
I
Like if
mean,
you
keep it. Yeah,
Yeah.
keep
You
it
got to keep it
replicating.
clean. Got to keep it. Got to keep it.
Gotta keep it juiced up.
Oh right, yeah, exactly. If you're in some dry environments, that wiener can definitely crust up. So yeah, you have to make sure that you keep the door like open, or at least open it, occasionally just to let it out for some air.
Yeah, both sides. Both
Yeah,
sides. You gotta hit it with the right and the left.
both the right and the left. Yeah, move both those doors out of the way. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, you got to just to make sure that it's taken care of.
So do you guys like
That I
Christina?
mean, you don't want one arm getting bigger than the other.
Yeah, right.
No,
Oh man, he's
absolutely
saying,
not.
dang, bro. You
That
guys
would be
like Christina
embarrassing.
Ricci? I mean, speaking of the right arm and the left arm, right? Like you guys like Christina Ricci, right? Still,
Yeah.
how
I
do we
mean,
how do we feel about it? I mean, I know she was
I,
like a like '90s icon.
I
Uh,
you
she was
know,
my first celebrity crush.
okay,
Christina
fair.
Ricci.
Yeah, Ricci,
Hmm?
first celebrity
Hmm.
crush. I mean,
Casper?
bunch have been
Brooke
cranked out.
Shields for
Oh,
me.
okay, Brooke
Brooke
Shields.
Shields for me.
Hey,
But
right?
I'm an old man.
She's still, yeah, she's still a cutie, especially that age. Yeah. but all the way as she grew up for sure. Brooke Shields. Logan,
Yeah.
who is your first celebrity crush? 'Cause if it's not Christina Ricci, because she's a little bit old for you. I think she's like on SVU and stuff at that point, or like something like that. Like she's
Do you
definitely
guys want
moved.
to know the God's honest truth?
Yeah.
It was
Please,
either
always.
the chick in the red bikini from Fast Times at Ridgemont
I
High,
thought you were gonna stop at the
or
chicken part. Like you were gonna be like, oh yeah, the
The
chicken
chicken,
from
and I was like, oh my god,
yeah, exactly. Like I was like from
no, from
he is
I
going
don't know
there.
her name, and I should refer to her as a chick, the nice young lady
hmm
in the red bikini in Fast Times at Ridgemont High,
Oh,
and then
okay.
what was it, like 1984 Tawny Katan when she's flailing around on the hood of that Ferrari? That made me feel something.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Red bikini bitch from Ridgemount
Go color,
High.
Pete.
Yeah, I'm
Come on
sorry.
now.
These are the facts,
Linda
but
Barrett,
yeah, a little bit
right?
apparently she's the bitch. In
Oh
case
no,
you
no,
needed to.
oh no, Phoebe Cates, Phoebe Cates. Who was the girl in the bikini from Phoebe
Phoebe
Cates?
Cates.
Uh,
Yeah, if you want to talk about
I
my
also think
first celebrity
I
crush,
also think that was
actually
like my first
calling
exposure
back
to
to
like
you,
a
Logan.
female nipple in a provocative way.
Oh dang, yeah, Phoebe Cates is cute though, especially when she's younger. Red
this
bikini.
is this is Logan's first
She was
crush.
like the older sister for like a long period of time for a number of roles, if I remember correctly.
Also, shout out to Marissa Tomei.
Who still looks fantastic even at her age.
I would say.
Oh yeah, no, hands down. Uh, I think she turns 55 or 60, something like that. Um, and I believe
Yeah.
she attributes it to eating well and living well, so good for her.
Shout out
Yeah.
Marissa Tomei.
I was
Yep.
gonna say the same thing about Christina Ricci actually though, because like she's still looking good for her age. She's getting a little bit older. I think she's like the same age as Jack and I. So,
My
you know,
lawyer has advised me not to say anymore.
no, well, I
I,
mean, you
again,
are
like I
in
have nothing
company.
but respect for Christina Ricci as an actor. I mean, I
Right.
think she's, been in some very powerful and you know, uh groundbreaking roles. Like I loved
Like,
her in what was it? What was that movie that was like the 70s like Key Party movie? The Ice
huh,
House or something like that?
is
It
that a
was with
recent one?
no, it was like from the early 2000s. It was with Frodo too. Well, who played Frodo? I can't remember his name right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, I
Oh,
know. You said
Elijah
about
Wood.
Elijah Wood?
Elijah Wood, yeah, it was
Yeah.
Elijah Wood and Christina Ricci, and she was great in that movie.
Ice Storm.
She was great in Black Snake Moan.
The Ice Storm.
Um,
Actually, no, was actually
The
like
Ice
a
Storm.
pretty
That's what it's called.
a pretty decent movie once you get past like the theme of like weird like sexual nymphomania.
Yeah,
You know,
I
but
like
mean, or
it
you
was
don't get past it. You
it
just you
was
just
only a
luxuriate in
tease.
it.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
it is like a theme of the movie, I guess, but like still.
Yeah.
Also, the one where she is intoxicated and hits the person in her car, trapping them in the windshield of her car, and waits for them to
That's a movie?
slowly
That's a
die in the
real thing
garage.
that
Well,
happened?
so hang on. First, it's based on a true
Wait a
story
minute.
of a person who somebody actually did, and
Yeah,
Christina
yeah, yeah. That's a
Ricci
real thing that happened.
did
Yeah,
this
I remember
role.
when that happened. That was in
Yeah. So
2002. That
yeah,
happened in 2002.
so yeah, no, I have a lot of respect for her as an actress. She definitely has she's she used her fame from her early childhood to go on and do whatever the fuck she wants to, because she's been in a number of really interesting films. So yeah, no, and then also again, I think she's like 40-ish, something like that, and she looks good as an older adult, or yeah, a middle-aged adult, whatever that means. Uh,
She looks good as a middle-aged adult. I
well,
mean,
you know what I'm saying, like
you can just say she's still hot. I mean,
well, so
Yeah, like that's
it's a different
acceptable.
story. When she was younger, of course, like she was cute but like disturbed, right? And then you see how she's matured over time, where she's like an interesting woman. Um, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, no, I think that she's matured very well, also, like for her age. So
Is
that's
Molly Shannon still alive?
oh yeah. Molly
Uh,
Shannon?
yeah.
Yeah,
You mean Molly?
superstar.
You mean? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. I hadn't seen her in anything in like a really long time. It's like, like as like a funny lady, I feel like she would be in more things.
Molly Shannon.
I mean, another just like very like talented comedic actor.
Very true. Very true. I imagine she's doing more writing now, but I'm also going to look that up currently
Oh, okay.
because I'm interested in what it is. Um, I feel like I did see it recently, like in something, but I have a feeling it was like an Adam Sandler movie, because he likes to
Yeah, she
work
has
with
like
his friends.
cameos and shit in Adam Sandler movies and
Yeah.
stuff. I just want to make sure she's doing okay
Well,
because she deserves better than
she was on 7 episodes. She's a character apparently on Only Murderers in the Building. So they're looking out
that.
for your
Wow.
girl. Um, the younger SNL character actress has looked like she's looking out after her too. She was on a show in 2022 for 8 episodes as a character called "I Love That for You." I'm not sure where that aired because I was not aware of it before. But yeah, it looks like she's
I can
still
actually use your mention. I'm sorry.
because it looks like she's still consistently working off and on. She probably doesn't need it so much, being that
That's
she's.
excellent, Don. I'm glad for her.
Consistently working, bitch.
But I was gonna ask though because you had mentioned SNL. It actually, it brought up kind of I think a fun conversation that we could have, between a few of us here. What do you guys think is, like personally, what's your favorite SNL sketch?
Okay, before I dive into that, let me just apologize for the misinformation, which is my guess with Molly Shannon was a writer now, and it turns out that she is not. She has no writing credits that I can see on IMDb. So it was
Ah,
so working as an actress. Yeah, so it looks like she, got that. Anyway, to the SNL question,
yeah,
what is your favorite SNL sketch? Aaron Coswell.
yes, just and this, like there's no like criteria that that it belongs to. It could be as long as or as short. It could be recurring, whatever.
Obviously, yeah.
Just like what do you think are like some of your best? It doesn't even have to be one. It could be two or three.
Aaron, you've been a fan for a long time, right? Of Saturday Night Live.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so what are your top, say, 2 or 3 favorite sketches of all time?
Um, I mean, Steve Martin and Dan Aykroyd, Wild and Crazy Guys.
Okay, wow,
Uh,
that's a classic throwback. And
yeah.
what's the bit with the Wild and Crazy Guys for those who don't know? Like, what is the?
It's just like them acting like young, dumb, and immature, and it's just Steve Martin and Dan Aykroyd.
Dan
And
Aykroyd, yeah, exactly. I would, yeah,
I,
that's definitely a fun sketch.
I've always loved Dan Aykroyd. Like he's one of my top favorite in all of SNL history.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you say that's your top number one sketch?
No.
Okay.
I just don't. It's just like there's so many good things, like because you'd have to throw in like some Lonely Island, like Lazy Sunday,
Okay.
because they had a whole run of just like the sort of things you look forward to every week.
That's true. I do remember that.
Oh,
Yeah.
the ex-president's cartoon that Smigel put on. That was always fun.
Ambiguous gay duo.
Yeah, the Mr. T. Yeah.
I was gonna say like as far as like Lonely Island goes, Dick in a Box was all
Well,
time probably
ultimately
top 10.
classic.
Was
Yeah,
always Dick in a
exactly.
Box.
I just
Yeah.
had sex was my
I
favorite.
just had sex was a
Lonely
good one
Island
too.
song.
I just had sex was like a cultural movement though, like that swept across junior high and high schools when
See,
it
the
came
ones
out.
that
Like,
hit for me were Threw It on the Ground and Dick in a Box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Threw It on the Ground.
Threw It on the
like,
Ground.
That was a cultural moment for me, for sure.
I got
I
to
can
see them
definitely give you
live.
guys some
And
deep cuts
they were
as far as
amazing.
like some of my favorite SNL scenes because my mom used to have a bunch of box sets. But
Okay.
I'll tell you what. One of my favorites, Colonel Angus, with Christopher Walken.
Colonel
Have you guys
Angus.
have you guys not seen Colonel Angus?
What is
Is
the
that
bit?
the one with more cowbell?
Yes, that's Christopher Walken. But like, so it's like it's two Southern ladies sitting on like a big plantation porch in their big dresses and whatever, and they're talking about how nice Colonel Angus is, and it's always so nice when he comes around, and it's like we really love how Colonel Angus feels when he comes around, and he's always so warm and generous when when Colonel Angus decides to stop.
Okay.
And then finally, because like essentially they're describing Colonel Angus as this heroic man, and then it just pulls up like old guy Christopher Walken as well, which is just part of the visual bit.
That's a funny
But
bait and switch. Yeah, okay, I'm with you.
super good, like because Christopher Walken just pulls a deadpan like, "Hi, it's me, Colonel Angus."
He's not even
Yeah.
playing a character at all. He's just being Christopher
Yeah,
Walken.
just like, hey, yeah, hello, ladies. He just pulls up, yeah, like,
Christopher Walken.
yeah.
Black Jeopardy is phenomenal.
I honestly like all of the Will Ferrell Jeopardies.
Oh no, not. I mean, I love the Will Ferrell Jeopardies too. Those are top tier. But Keenan Thompson, Black Jeopardy. It's a newer, a newer sketch, like within the last couple years. But they had when he had Tom Hanks as a MAGA guy. It was so funny.
A mega guy?
MAGA.
Oh, a MAGA guy. Tom Hanks is a MAGA guy. Oh, okay, that is pretty
Black
funny.
Jeopardy.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. That. Wow.
I really recommend it.
Okay, so gotcha. So you in the top three, or at least hovering in the top three for you, is the Black Jeopardy, and then the first one that you mentioned as well. Or
I couldn't tell you. Like
is it easier?
Like, my brain will remember another sketch, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was really good. I've never really thought of doing any kind of ranking.
That's fair,
I
because
mean, also the Chris Farley Van Down by the River is like one of the most iconic SNL
Matt
sketches of all time.
Matt Foley is good.
Yeah. So like every era had like their best things.
Yeah. I did like when Alec Baldwin he had a couple of recurring bits where he would do he'd be like Mick Schwetty owner. He's like a confectioner or something. He's like a candy maker, and he would
Sweaty Balls.
Sweaty Balls.
Miss Sweaty Balls. Yep.
Sweaty Balls was a great bit.
Wasn't that before 30 Rock? Like, doesn't that show get him connected with Tina Fey, because they do that bit together, the NPR bit together. But 30 Rock doesn't exist at that time, if I remember right.
Not yet. Yeah, that was way before.
Exactly. I don't think Alec Baldwin is known to be a comedic actor at that time either. And again, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's true, but I'm not positive right now.
I think Alec Baldwin had done some. I'm trying to think.
Wasn't he the? Did anybody see him in the Phantom movie? I think it was the Phantom.
What was the movie about?
It's like a
Billy Zane
movie.
Billy Zane superhero movie.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I got you. I see where you're. The Phantom, like the comic book, The Phantom.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So yeah, that might be just like headcanon that he got the role on 30 Rock because of that sketch where they did the Sweaty Balls bit, because the two actors are related. But I like to believe that they met there. The comedic talents fell in love, and 30 Rock was born from the conversations they had, during that week.
Comedic talents totally fucked.
Say it again.
It sounds totally like smushed together. Maybe almost. Sorry. That's the crap.
I did not hear a thing that you said, unfortunately.
Never mind.
Like I've never
No,
actually heard you like
I've never
murmur.
actually heard anything you've ever said, Jack.
Oh no, right, yeah, exactly. At no point. Like it's just a coincidence that it seems like we're having a conversation because I'm just riffing as if like I'm the only person in the conversation and it happens to
Right.
line up. Yeah, yeah.
And you just happens to line up every single thing. So that was actually pretty good.
Okay, so looking at his IMDb, it looks like he had been branching out and doing some comedy before 30 Rock happens.
Yeah.
But
He was
also
on some show.
was
I want to
primarily
say
known.
it was. I want to say that it was some like television, like not sitcom, not drama, like somewhere in between.
What is between a sitcom and a drama? Boys?
Comedy.
Okay. A dramedy?
Drama something. um.
I mean, he's doing Thomas and Friends in 2008.
Thomas and Friends.
Yeah,
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
it turns
took
out
over
it's
for
like,
Oscar.
yeah, it's a staple of his career, which I find surprising and then also a little endearing.
Okay, here we go. We have to figure out what the fuck is going on with Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin. Yeah, exactly.
Thomas is how I got introduced to Ringo Starr and George Carlin. So
They do have a history of doing it. That's a good point. Oh, you're looking up because you just don't believe me? Yes, he doesn't it seem like an unbelievable fact? Like I could have just been throwing that in there to be like, hey, let me see if I can fuck around with Jack to see if he'll believe that Thomas the Train is one of Alec Baldwin's credits. But turns out, right? Look at that.
No, I'm trying to figure out the show that I know him from.
Oh, I got you. I apologize. I was trying to find that for you too, but I could not based on the description and the
He was
title.
in Beetlejuice. He was in Beetlejuice.
But he's a straight man in Beetlejuice.
He was in Knots Landing. So Knots Landing is the show that I'm thinking of.
Nice, okay.
But it's basically a straight up drama. Soap opera drama romance,
See, again, and I think that that's kind of like what I would expect from Alec Baldwin. And then it's just headcanon. You're welcome to join me in the headcanon if you want to or not. But that's yeah, I believe that because they did that bit together, they were on SNL off and on during that time, that they kind of like, you know what, if you pitch a show to Alec Baldwin.
Knots Landing.
So what is
Obviously in the Ave.
It's a ways back. Alec Baldwin.
And he was on some TV show. I can't believe that I ever watched that show. So I must have just watched something about Alec Baldwin and just seen scenes from that show.
Were they to see how dramatic he could be?
I mean, how else would I put that image together in my mind?
Not sure.
Knots Landing, everyone. Knots Landing.
Knots Landing. Got the facts on Knots Landing. So because I'm avoiding the question about SNL, I'm gonna go back to the original question which you asked. I don't know if you asked, but first celebrity crush, honestly, if we're being honest, because as a kid, at consciousness and not understanding anything at all, my first celebrity crush is the mouse from 50 Goes West and American Tail. His older sister, I'm like, she's a gorgeous little mouse, and I would love to, marry her. That's all my 6-year-old brain can handle
adorable.
at the point. Yeah, exactly. Because, she really cares about him that he's gone. And that, she just
Great singing voice.
Yeah, she got a great singing voice. She's cute as hell. I wouldn't mind turning that form cross with, What's the inspiration, Mr. Rabbit, for Luna?
Yeah.
What's Roger Rabbit's wife's name?
Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit. Yeah. So Jack, are you looking forward to it? Because as soon as we're finished with page 2, which is, when it's done, obviously, because we want to make sure that each page is good to go. But you get to draw a cat that.
Looking forward.
Oh yeah, well, I'm excited about it. But I'm also excited about all the level of details that you do in all these frames. So I would not want to bypass that. At the same
Hey
time.
Jack, are you jerking off to the next page yet?
Well, it's a cat who's
I am.
inspired by Jessica Roberts. I'm sorry. Yeah, Jessica Rabbit. Um, so yeah, I'm pretty excited about it too, because she is a fun character.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna make all of these so sexy.
Yeah, 100%. They're good. And then we have a whole bar full of, businessman cats and all that sort of thing.
Oh
Bye.
God.
Cosby was like,
Uh,
yeah, wait, I'm out. I gotta go think
No,
about
I'm not gonna lie. I had to do it earlier to fix my mic.
same.
Fix your mic. Okay. Excuse me.
As
Sorry.
as is foretold in history. Oh,
As it was. Oh shit.
so we
Yeah,
have gotten
loud as hell
away
in
with
here. My bad.
we have a soundboard out here, boys. We have gotten away with the pecker not being noticed so much as necessarily like a phallic object because, you did a big crossover between, rocket ships, how they are kind of phallic, and the pecker. But we have not been so convincing on that this image that they're looking at is just simply a gravity well unfolding space. Oh, not that we're trying to deceive anybody, right? Of course. But it definitely catches the eye more than the pecker raised in the eyebrows in the opening shot. So that's not a
Oh,
critique. It's not a critique at all. It's just a noticing the facts. People have been like, well,
so people are like, whoa, that's a fucking pussy,
yeah. They're
guys.
like, what? Am I imagining that? Because it look. I mean, I don't want to say because it looks like it could be. And they'll be like a
We
gravity well
could
because that's what it is. It's a gravity well. Um,
we could add let's see to this.
again, that
Let's
wasn't a
get
critique necessarily.
let-
Not
oh
necessarily.
no, no,
I
it's
don't
fine.
know if that's the thing. Like
It's fine. No. It's fine. It's fine. I am just like looking at it right now, and I'm just thinking like that we can add some things to it to maybe make it kind of. Actually, let's do.
Like it's like I feel like it's definitely part of the gag that it's supposed to look like a puss, but like
exactly the same as the pecker. That's why I like. That's why I'm like it's not a note because it's doing exactly the gag that is expected. But yeah, at the same time.
I was actually talking with Skip a few days ago, I think during or just before one of the live streams about man, I don't think we'd get away with animating the cock or the pecker going into the gravity well. I don't think that's a frame, I don't think that's a sequence we'd be able to animate.
Yeah, that's one of the things with the animator coming on board. Like it's definitely on the table of things that could happen. Is the pecker right going straight into the gravity well? So yeah, exactly. I mean, can we get away with it? It's not sexual if there's no penetration, right? Like if the ship's just flying towards it. Because this is exactly the shot. Like if you look at the pecker from the outside right now, that's the shot that it is. Uh, we're just looking at it from their perspective. And honestly, before it fades into what? Before it fades into what happens on the beach, it would be a fun shot to segue into it. Because when he's yelling full thrust, like it just lurches forwards towards it. But again, how far can we go?
Yeah.
I was mentioning to you, it's really
How
just like,
far can we go?
yeah,
How
it's a matter of
how
who's
perv
funding us.
can we be?
So who's funding us it lets us go the direction we can go with it.
It's like we talked about, going like full penetration, but we didn't know if we could, we could do that because
Right.
it's
Well, we
kind
can always
of gross.
I'm sorry, Skip. I was gonna make a joke.
do it. Roll with it.
I was just gonna say also, I have a complaint because I noticed in the script that you guys reference a clit.
Oh
I
yeah.
know the clit isn't real, right?
No, the clit is where where Chloe's soul resides.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the chicken love interface technology. It's what powers the pecker and the love drive through the love drive. And it's that glowing beam that we see. It's like really mysterious. But yeah, that's what the clit is. It's a gem.
I was just trying to make a Ben Shapiro like I've never pleased my wife joke.
I've never heard of this
Like,
clit.
what?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's-
you've never heard of one of those? I'm sorry. You gave it to me, and I did not know. I did not know there was a gag in sight.
Yeah, dude, the clit isn't this joke has been. I thought that was a joke for like the last fucking 40 years, just like a running gag.
Yeah,
Never heard of this clit.
I've never heard of this. Um,
I've had plenty of sexual intercourse.
Yeah.
so yeah,
I see videos of like cave divers and shit, like just like just like me and the caption like me and my homies trying to find the clit.
like, bro.
Just talk to her. She'll tell you.
Right, yeah, exactly. Like if you have good communication, I don't feel like that's a problem. That's where it sounds like a problem for someone who's just there to get in and get it off and get back out. That's I can't seem to find it, honey. And then they're like, I'm done. I'll leave you alone now. That's because
It seems to me like we're all very.
first of all,
generous.
it's not difficult. Secondly, I mean, because it's like I don't know. Do you guys want to have this conversation now? It's like in the labial, folds. So like
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
it's
Like,
very
It's in the
present.
labial. It's in the.
You,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like you
We
just make sure
know
you just
where
make
the
sure
clit
you
is,
yeah
everybody.
you
Are
stimulate
you impressed?
the
Yeah,
vagina.
we know where the clit is.
No, I'm
Yeah,
just
we know
like
exactly where
that's
it
what I'm
is.
like.
Please
We know
subscribe,
exactly.
Yeah,
follow us.
please
We
like,
know
comment,
exactly
share,
where the clit is.
draw with Jack
Believe me.
because we know where it's at. No, the reason I'm just saying that is like so when he's saying like, oh, I
We have
can't find
plenty
it,
of
you're like,
followers.
what do you fucking like? You can't.
I'm
It sounds
sorry.
like all you want
Yeah,
to
you
do is
gotta
get in the
know.
hole, right?
Like, guys, let me just be honest with you. You gotta know where the clit is. Like,
Right,
if you
yeah,
don't know where the
like
clit is, there's problems.
you're missing out on a fair amount of satisfaction for both of you.
Yeah,
So
gotta know where the clit is.
get
I'm
get
just gonna put that
so okay, so lowest
out there.
lowest level consent, right? Consent is necessary for any action, and then if you're male to female, and you may not know this, clit action is the second right after consent. You need to like make sure
Oh, definitely consent for clit
you
action. Don't
you get well. I'm saying
Absolutely.
just like first
do not force
first level
clit action.
first
Whoa.
level is consent, of course, and then once you're like, hey, yeah, I've definitely got that. That's cool. We're good. We're down to boogie. Let's make this happen. Also, boys, make sure you go for the clit action because that's secondarily as important as consent is.
I
So
mean,
worry,
appropriately. Like,
yeah,
remember
worry
that the
about
clit
the
is
the
a
nut.
sensitive area.
Yeah, like
Uh,
last, but like make sure you get that clit action in for your lady friends because
I
they'll
mean,
appreciate it. You'll appreciate it.
approach it appropriate. Like, it's sensitive. So just, work it. Don't like approach it like,
Right,
give it,
yeah.
the love it deserves.
You gotta give it
Just
the
trying to
love.
make a
Yeah,
joke,
exactly.
guys. The clit is not the enemy.
Yeah, it ain't just gonna like open up. You got speak real kindly to it. Like
Gotta love it.
gotta love it along. Yeah,
Do
yeah,
what it
exactly.
wants.
But then
Exactly.
also, it's definitely worth the effort. If y'all are wondering, oh man, why I gotta do all this? Like, it's definitely worth it. Highly recommended. You can make friends for life is what is.
Highly recommend.
Yeah,
Highly
exactly. Like that's why I like speaking as a person who made
You
friends for
guys
life
remember
that
when
way.
WAP came out and Ben Shapiro confessed to never having satisfied his wife?
That's what I'm saying. Like that's a
Yeah.
sad fact. That's why I'm like,
You want to
but it
avoid
can't be.
those sorts of
Yeah,
fumbles.
it can't be that difficult. You've
This is
actually
why
like it means you've just never
fellas,
tried.
like,
That's the point the tangent I ran off. Thank you for bringing it back. Yeah, like Ben, why didn't you just try? Because I'm sure she would have told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all, we
Why
good
is
down
everybody
there.
afraid of
Like, just
pussy?
Oh,
Like,
we not
just
good
to
don't
down
your
be.
there.
wife, you know,
Don't.
like while you're, you know, like you're, for fuck's sake, you're plugged into her, you know, for lack of
Yeah,
better words.
you
And
know
you're
what I
trying to
mean?
keep
Yeah,
it
exactly.
PG, you know
Y'all
what I
are.
mean? Like you're, you know, gonna interact a little bit.
Yeah, there might be a good time to have a conversation about all that.
And
So
stop,
Yeah, you know, I mean, like
everybody.
it doesn't have to be about cable television either, you know, like you guys can, you know.
Everybody needs to stop also being afraid of pussy. Like, I feel like, Ben Shapiro's big thing was that he just came out against,
Yeah, but
WAP.
women shouldn't be able to talk about their pussies. Like, dude,
wait,
men
what?
talk about how many bitches they get in music all the fucking time. It's been a thing since the 80s.
Oh,
Ever
WAP.
since
Oh,
the
right.
internet.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah,
been a
no,
thing like
exactly.
that.
Like you're
Bitches
like,
get women and they like to talk about it. Like, so as soon as one woman says, "Yeah, I have,"
Yeah,
you know, this pussy is
I got good
crazy as
pussy.
fuck.
right,
Yeah, like
Yeah, let her talk
you
yeah,
ain't
about it.
never
Let her
seen
sit.
it.
yeah.
Let her
Yeah, like
stand on it.
you ain't never seen a pussy like mine. A bunch of people come out and they're like, "Oh, that's despicable." Why? For
Right,
what reason?
yeah.
I mean, yeah,
You
sure,
know,
no one,
right?
sure, like the song didn't deserve to win awards. It was Cardi B, but I mean, I
So,
understood the statement behind the art.
I like the song. I thought
I
the song could have won an award. We could give
yeah,
it an award, like just one award. We don't have to give it all the awards. We can give
no,
it one
just
award.
at least one.
The
Yeah, at
Wet
least
Ass
one.
Pussy Award. We could invent an award for it. The Wet Ass Pussy Award.
So, and this is
Yeah,
what my thought
absolutely. Because
was
I don't
with
think
the
a song like
difference.
that will
I'm
ever be
sorry,
rich
Lou.
again. We, you know, born too late to explore the world, born too early to explore the universe. We're born just in time to analyze the Cardi B hit song WAP.
I mean,
Hey, you
and some
gotta take
people
your
say
privilege
that's
where
the
you can
right
get it.
time.
All
Yeah,
right, that's all
exactly.
you get.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
You
you
gotta
get.
do the shit out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all you get.
Right?
So
Like, it's your time to shine, brother. Like your
yeah,
time is now. No time like tomorrow.
that's
Uh,
all you get. You gotta
that's all
get
you
it. You gotta get what you can get, and make sure that you get as much as you can get. Get as much as what you can get as you can get.
just get it while you can get it. Yeah, so
I
this
think
is
it's
what
just
this is
hilarious
the thing that
that
I'm
people that
thinking
WAP is a myth.
is that,
Women should never be wet.
Dude,
and
no
that's
pussy
exactly
will
what I'm
ever be wet
saying.
for Ben Shapiro
Yeah,
ever
with
again.
Ben is that you just didn't try to get
Uh,
it, there, and that way I'm guessing.
a
But
movable
it's just super
Sahara
funny that like he
of
just comes out
pussy.
like confidently just admits like, yeah, you know, vagina should never be wet.
It should
It's
never be
you know,
wet.
yeah, it should never be like that. It's you know, even
He's
according
like
to my wife who's a nurse,
so
it's probably
confidently,
generally like infected.
so
So we're
confidently
gonna have to
said.
put like a little happy face over Jack right now.
Right. Yeah, exactly. This bit's gonna have to be like,
My wife has assured me that sometimes a pussy it's dangerous if a pussy is too wet. It's dangerous.
it's dangerous.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
so
that
You
if
could
I'm
it's
sure
too
she
wet to
slip.
be
has.
infected,
You could
you might
slip,
have
Ben.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is definitely
That
dangerous
is
if
the
pussy
thing.
gets wet near you, Ben. Let's keep you away from pussy
Right,
just in
yeah,
general, Ben.
pussies that are, wet.
God
Keep
damn it, Ben
keeping Ben Shapiro,
Shapiro.
keeping Ben Shapiro away from pussy. I feel like that should be on a T-shirt where it's like we should just like make campaign T-shirts where it's just like keep Ben Shapiro away from pussy 2028.
Yeah, 2020
Keep
forever. Like
keep
2028,
Shapiro
they
Yeah,
will
just
set
like,
it
away.
aside for
just
infinity.
like a stamp, like,
2028.
keep away from pussy 2020 XX.
2020 XX.
20 XX. Yeah, so
Yeah,
if
like
he
a little
lives to be
baby game.
2100, then he can have it. But not until then. So,
Dude, fuck Ben Shapiro. I remember way back in the day, like before the first Trump administration, when he was still just like kind of like a internet radio
Yeah,
person.
very
like a
interesting
change
for
my
you to say
mind
that.
conservative type of guy.
Yeah, like people were talking about him like he was some kind of intellectual, and I was like listening to his shows like seriously, and I was like, people are really saying that this person is smart or what? I remember thinking to myself, like, there's no way people are saying this motherfucker is smart. Like,
If
like,
if you're too poor to live in that area, why don't you just sell your house and move?
yeah,
That
exactly.
that can't be
Oh
a
yeah,
direct quote. Is that an actual quote?
no, no, dude, wait,
It's
wait, wait, wait,
pretty
whoa, whoa,
close.
whoa, whoa.
I didn't.
This is
It's
an
not a
Oh,
actual
direct quote, but
quote.
it's
It,
pretty close.
Dude, no, this is an actual quote. If someone's house is, damaged by climate change, or someone is forced to move from climate change, they can just sell their house.
That's
That's
not
what it was.
what.
They
It's
could
like
just sell their house and move.
What?
it's like
No. Yeah. No.
yeah,
They.
exactly, dude. I mean, this is the motherfucker's response to like rising sea levels, and I mean, I'm just like,
Right. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Katrina
He
has
sucks so
filled some
much.
houses with
he
4
sucks
feet
so
of
much,
mud. They're like, just sell the house. I gotcha.
dude, and people take him seriously. Oh, it's just like, come
No.
on,
I
man.
gotcha.
Yeah,
I did
I mean,
not. Yeah, he's been kind of fringe, I thought, but
on
it
guys.
it is like greater than that. Dang. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, again, like it was very apparent from the beginning with him, but people just desperately wanted to take him seriously on the left, and I just, it makes me upset every day. Like, we should be allowed to just, declare to people like, hey, actually, no, like, you're not worth my time. Um, and we should be able to just like treat people like that. And I know that it would lead to like some people being treated like that on the left too, and there would be like some. But I mean, I don't know if you guys know the Gore Vidal versus William Buckley thing. Like I would rather we had personalities like that just like lambasted each other, just like openly just despised each other and put each other down all the time, just so that I feel like that energy could get out in a certain kind of polite way.
right.
um like
Yeah, they are both
I would be
smiling at each
fine
other,
with
right? Yeah.
it. I would be fine with it.
No, and to be honest, I feel like we're only like 2 election cycles away from seeing just full blown like "fuck you" on like the debate stage.
I mean, if we could have, candidates that were like that and could at least embody that energy, but then like, once they have that explosion, like there is a dialogue and there's some kind of resolution, like so that the energy could be expressed, but then like, there could be this, so like there could be a catharsis, but then the nation could see like that there should be like something after that, and minds can still change. That would be
No,
such
yeah,
a
you know what needs to happen?
What's
Debates
up?
need to happen like chess boxing, where it's like, okay, we sit here and we debate for 5 minutes, and then we box for a minute. And if
Right?
I
I
can
don't
take
know.
you down, and then if I can take you down in a minute, and and it just goes on until somebody either wins the debate, they call it, or somebody gets knocked out.
Well, unfortunately, I disagree.
Right. Well,
Because also the
so
reason
Jack,
I
you're gonna
say
have
that
the
is
right
because
to
I'm tired of seeing
disagree,
old fuckers
and then you're gonna have to
out
go
here
into the
running
ring
this
and like
country.
prove it.
Well, we just make it so that they can't be, in their position forever. Their term limits, we just have to
Um,
set.
then we get
Exactly.
President Terry Crews, just like the movie.
Dude, I mean, we are just a couple election cycles away from people watering their plants with Gatorade.
Yeah,
That's not.
I tend to
That's
agree.
not a joke.
Unfortunately, yeah, it's weird how prophetic that movie has become more and more over the
Yeah.
years. Because I think he thought he was joking too.
But he wasn't. That's the fucked
Well,
up
that's
part.
no, like sometimes you like, foresee the future as ludicrous, even though he was right.
I mean, it's 100% right. Yeah.
I would also
I'm sorry,
take
y'all are
President
going.
Mountain Dew as a president, so I'd
Dude,
stand
we
behind him. Yeah.
I mean, dude, we are so there. We are there. With people that would like vote for. I know Mountain Dew.
Right.
Yeah, he should be president.
Right.
He what?
Yeah. He's my favorite drink. He
Exactly.
yeah, like you're like I was about to believe that
Like
maybe you did know what's going on, but then I found out.
like what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah, exactly.
I think he should be president. What? He ain't a he? What
Yeah.
are his pronouns?
Hell no, I'm voting for White Monster. That's the man that should be leading this country.
Jeez.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're not far off.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, White Monster's led me through some stuff. How about you? I don't know about you, brother. White Monster's been there for me.
White
Monster energy
Monster.
drink?
Yeah, white
Yes, sir.
Monster. Yeah, exactly. This man brought to you by
Did you
White
say
Monster.
Monster energy drink has been there for you,
There for
sir?
you. Yeah, exactly.
Correct, sir.
It
I'm a-
comforts
I'm a-
you?
I'm a construction worker. I smoke 8 packs of cigarettes a day,
Oh my
and
god.
I drink about 6 White Monsters.
From what I understand, his
And
DNA
they
has been
comfort
replaced
you?
by White
They
Monster. Yep.
Yes, sir. I tell my doctor, hey, if caffeine's so bad, why do I shake and my chest hurts sometimes?
Oh my goodness, sir.
Right.
What kind of conversations do you have with your White Monster?
Right. I mean, they're a comfort.
I love the name, by the way. Love the name. I'm
White
here for the
Monster.
name.
Right. It has an official name, but everybody knows its real name.
I don't remember what his name is.
White Monster.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, no,
yeah,
I
White
just,
Monster.
I
Well,
love
Yeah.
the name White
I thought
Monster.
he meant like
Right.
a name for like the character that I was
White Monster.
playing.
I don't think
No,
he,
I
I don't
meant
think he
the
could have gotten
name
more.
White
Me to, like,
Yeah,
Monster.
the name White
so-
Monster is, I
and I was
mean,
like, there is a name for that character, but I don't remember it.
epic. Yeah. But
But that's just like I've met people like that who like I'm stuck like working behind their fridge for 2 hours and they say like pretty awful hateful shit and I'll just go ahead and just straight up trigger warning this, but this guy was like pretty much like I was behind his fridge and looked like within like the first 15 minutes he's like,
Yeah, my wife, she's got one of them trans sons or daughters or something. I told her, don't even bring them to Thanksgiving. I don't want them eating off the same spoon as me.
and I'm sitting there in my brain thinking like, Jesus Christ, you just say shit like this to a stranger?
right,
I know,
right.
right? Like,
Same
whoa,
spoon.
Zero boundaries.
Bring back
some of these
shame.
people
Yeah.
have.
bring back shame.
Bring
Whoa,
it
Yeah,
back. Like
and the
bring
suicide
back
rate
the
that goes
ability
with
to be like,
shame.
sir,
Yeah.
what the
yeah.
hell did you just
That's
say?
what I'm saying.
Like,
Like, in that situation, I would honestly be like, whoa,
Right.
don't talk to me about I will straight up say to people, don't talk to me about that.
see, like I just kind of like because I knew I was gonna be there for like the next 2 hours. I didn't
Another
want things
2
to like
hours. Yeah.
go on like that. So I just had to kind of just like, hey,
Just
yeah, okay,
look at them. Yeah.
yeah. Like not agree but not disagree. Just be like, yeah,
But again, like,
okay.
wow.
Yeah, like
Thank
that's
you so much
crazy.
for
Whoa,
Yeah,
like
wow. You know who I never think about inviting anywhere? Like
right.
relatives and stuff. Like it's like they're
right,
always
yeah,
welcome.
like, and you wonder why your kids fucking hate you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
Sounds like you're not getting invited places.
I never think of reasons to not invite people places.
Right,
Like I
yeah.
don't think about it.
Right,
Like I'm sure
yeah.
there are some. I'm sure I have some, but I never think about them
It's
because
better
I'm not
to
obsessed with not inviting people places.
Yeah, exactly. It's better to actually spend time with people when you get to because
Yeah,
you never
exactly.
know when you won't
Right.
get to. Yeah, exactly. There's so
Some
and
people
then
suck and they're just like, yeah, like why do my kids hate me? I'm like, that's why.
that's
Yeah,
why.
like
Yeah,
what do you?
exactly.
You have shitty
It's like
ideals. Like
self-reflect. What are you thinking about all of the time, and is it negative?
like have you guys seen any of these articles about like parents being like, like I don't know why my kid doesn't talk to me anymore? Like that's part of the fucking reason. You're intolerant, you're mean.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Like
there is a movement in America of parents who have been jilted by their kids and they don't understand why. But
like I said, like
that's the cure. In case any of those moms are listening to this right now, that's the reason why is you're mean. And I don't want you to be mad about that and just hear that because you can always choose not to be mean. That's the cool thing about being alive and being a person, is that you always have a choice in every action. Now we might debate here in a minute what the degree of like people being able to turn back around and change, but it only takes a little second of time to choose to be kind versus
Look,
cruel. And so you can take baby steps before you reach like fully, not being a total piece of shit.
it
The
doesn't
floor
take
is yours,
anything
Jack.
or
Yeah.
cost
yeah, you don't
anything.
have to be Mother Teresa or
No,
anything,
yeah.
you
It just
know.
takes a second to choose to do the kinder of two things or the kinder of, the options that you have. Yeah.
Exactly. It doesn't cost
Uh,
anything to just
no.
not say to just be quiet. Dude, like I was watching some like YouTube video the other day and it was like some list of, Marvel like something or other. Like
Mhm.
it was like Daredevil related. But like the guy that put it together, or like the outfit that put it together, they kept taking like little digs at She-Hulk, the She-Hulk series, like basically indicate um like just basically saying that it sucks.
Well, because
And I'm
that's a
just like,
popular
no,
opinion, which is not true, but that's
I'm just like,
that's
turn
a
off.
popular
I'm
opinion.
like,
Yeah.
no. I was
Right.
like, turn off. Like, don't like sneak that in on me, and don't like try to like get these like little like digs in. Like, why are you talking about that? Like, you don't have, you can just tell me these things without having to like, put down the show. Like, you don't have to
Right.
give me your little like political opinion about the show. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter for like whatever we're watching this YouTube video for. And like, it bothers me that you're putting down the show like as if we all know that it sucks, when I think that I like She-Hulk.
Right. Yeah.
So,
This moment brought to you by Bang. And so we do thank you for your
sorry.
sponsorship. No,
Sorry.
no, what do you mean? Sorry.
Sorry.
I mean, we don't. It's my obligation contractually to call it out just to make sure that we get the sponsorship. Future
Yeah,
reference.
we need
It,
that.
it looked like you
We need
had what
those.
white unicorn or something like that. Is that the flavor you had? Or
It was sour ropes.
oh wow, yeah.
Sour ropes.
Shout out to Bang, and we thank you
I
for
mean, I guess
your
I
future
can.
sponsorship.
I guess if we're doing plugs right now,
Yeah, we're doing plugs right
shout
now.
out to Cookies Dispensary by Capital Wellness in Baton Rouge
Oh
for all
hey,
your
right,
cannabis needs,
nice.
edibles, disposable vapes, cartridge vapes, actual flower. They got concentrates. They got extra gear if you want hoodies. You want things like that.
Wow.
Go
And I
see
want to
them.
get
Just take,
sponsored. I want to get sponsored by a weed brand.
For
That would
real,
be
that's what.
great.
Yeah, we were talking about.
just,
Like
just
it
make
would
sure
be
you
like
have a doctor's or pharmacist recommendation before visiting and going online to cookies.com/Baton Rouge, I believe is what it is.
nice.
Okay.
Something like that.
And there are definitely a lot of places all across the country where it is recreational as well. And we could take we could
Down here
definitely
it is medicinally legal, and your
medicinal.
boy
Medicinal
has
cocaine.
a pharmaceutical recommendation for that.
Yeah.
Pharmaceutical cocaine.
Yeah, exactly. And that would be a fantastic sponsorship. So, if anyone is interested in having us rep your
Sponsor
brand
me.
for
Sponsored by
Cox and Space.
Twitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Twitch.tv/Kopasu.
Hey,
CoxandSpace.com.
if
All of
if we're doing
our socials up
plugs,
there. Yeah. What you got going on?
if,
Yeah,
if
but I
we're
say
doing
if we're doing plugs, let's let Mr.
Since
we're
Eric
doing
Cosgrove
plugs,
talk about his follow-up shows.
if we're doing my hair is thinning, I could use some plugs.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Get yourself a
Aaron Cosgrove.
turkey.
So, and that's what we're talking about. Like, we
Fly me
definitely
to
could use some
Turkey.
sponsorship because, Aaron
Ben
Cosgrove
Affleck,
will
fly me to
dedicate his
Turkey.
plugs to your plugs. So,
Dude, dedicate your hair plugs to me.
Yeah, this is sponsored by Hims. Don't get hair plugs.
yeah.
Take these pills and
Dedicate
grow
your
your hair back.
plugs
Take the
to
pills.
me.
Hey, I'll take. I mean, we're with the exception
Set me
of Logan,
free.
but he's coming up on it. We all have over the 40
We all
age.
have hair plugs?
Yeah,
I don't have
so
hair plugs.
hair plugs. So anyway, that's sponsorship deals.
The only type of plug that I have is the one I can't wear in an MRI.
Call back. Yeah. Make sure that they're fully silicone and have no metal in them whatsoever.
Don't get in an MRI machine with a fucking butt plug in. Oh man, thank God I didn't have one in when I went on my bike ride.
Right. Yeah,
Woo!
exactly. I mean, they wouldn't have inspected you. They just put you into the tub, tank, and then
Bike ride with a butt plug is crazy.
They wouldn't have asked me if I had one.
Seriously,
in, you know what
you had no options at that point. So.
You think they would check?
I mean, I would hope so.
Check my
there's
anal cavity.
Yeah, there's a memo that went around at one point being like, just spread them if they're unconscious, just to double check.
Hey, check these guys' butts.
Yeah, just
check a butt for
like
claws.
some buns. It's now standard protocol. So anyway.
Yeah, it's like, oh, sir,
Yeah,
you're awake.
If they're unconscious,
This is awkward.
put them in the MRI. Check their butt.
They're like, he came in unconscious. We've got to check, Betsy. He's like, let's do it.
Oh, he just woke up, sir.
Yeah, he just
what's
woke
going
up.
on?
And then this is actually
sorry,
where,
sir.
alien abduction, recurrent memories come from. Is they're like, they were way up there doing an anal probe. And he's like, actually, it was to get
They were way up there.
You just have to forget to check once, and then it's bad news.
Right, just
Yeah, I'm sure it's become protocol. Like, I
Only
absolutely
you can
guarantee.
prevent catastrophic colon injuries.
Yeah, exactly.
A catastrophic colon
Jeez.
injury.
Catastrophic.
I like to imagine that there's like signs around where people can't see it, like nurses' offices, like doctors' offices and hospitals and shit, where it is like weird common sense shit like that, but it's just like
We're like a
you
big
know.
bold text check for butt plugs. Is that what you're talking about?
Check for butt
Well,
plugs.
no, but like not even that, but it's like somewhere I've walked into like public restrooms and seen weird signs. I swear to God, I was at a training facility one time, and there was a sign taped above. And granted, like mind you, this is a place where like you have to have access to get into it. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And there was a sign placed above the bathroom, like the toilet in the bathroom, and it was just like there was no urinal, it was just the toilet. But there was a sign posted in English and I think in Spanish that said, "If we catch you urinating on the floor, you will be terminated."
Terminated.
Terminated.
I'm thinking that
Terminated.
extent, yeah.
I love
Dude,
I love the terminate. Oh my
how
God.
do they know? Is someone checking? What the fuck?
Well, I think the
Like,
emphasis is on the catching part. If we catch you doing it, right? If I walk in, you're pissing on the floor, it's not even, you've been warned one time, you've seen the time, you've seen the sign
Right,
up every
that's what,
time,
you've
that's
been
what I'm
warned
trying to
you've
say.
one
been
time.
warned, right? Get out of
It's a single
here.
person bathroom, so you can lock it behind you. So it's
Good.
like I don't understand how that. How would they
Right.
catch you? I guess
So
like the cameras would like catch you walking to and fro, and like if someone walks in and slips and busts their head open on some piss, you know.
well, okay, also, you could go into the bathroom after a dude, there was pee on the floor. And you're like, bro, it's got to be you.
It had to be you.
Pissing on my floor.
It had to
Had to
be
be
you.
poo.
Have you guys had wild encounters in public bathrooms or what?
Whoa.
All right. I mean,
That was out of left field.
I'm willing to hear this one out. What kind of encounters you're talking about?
Well, Skippers, you may be familiar with some of these stories.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm always down because I like them anyway.
Well,
They're
I will
good.
begin by saying that that public bathroom toilet paper, and I am stealing this joke from someone, but it does need to be said and it needs to be broadcast around the world. Public bathroom toilet paper is like a punishment you'd find in purgatory.
Oh, jeez.
It's true.
Like if you've ever gone in a public bathroom, like they could not get a worse toilet paper. Like, hey, yo, we need to make this as thin as possible, but put it on a huge roll. So it's essentially just like regular toilet paper, but they don't have to change it as much, and it's really thin.
Right.
Like, I don't know. It's the same.
Also,
it's the
make
same
sure there are
amount.
full-size wood chips in it. Like it's paper fibers that are going to disintegrate, and then every once in a while, like a whole
That
chunk
shit
of
is like,
fucking wood.
Yeah, exactly. You
if I
can
be graphic for a minute, that stuff is like Captain Crunch for your asshole.
Oh, jeez. Yeah,
like,
right. Fair.
Yeah.
You ever eat Captain Crunch and it really fucks up the roof of your mouth no matter
Oh,
how you
yeah,
eat it?
and cheeks, yeah, and under your
It's that type
tongue,
of
yeah.
thing. I swear to God, they put fiberglass, cigarette butts, beach sand,
Thank you for reminding me why I don't want to eat that again.
Used needles. It's just rough. I mean, it's just rough fucking. It's not
whole pig hooves. Like they put all kinds of shit. No, I swear.
Right.
It's just to make it that unpleasant. Like they put gravel in that shit. It's crazy. But anyway, there was one time where I'm pretty sure I got pranked unknowingly in a public bathroom.
What?
okay.
So I was pooping.
Okay, good place to start.
Right, and I was in a Walmart bathroom.
This poop brought to you by Bang.
I keep forgetting. I'm so sorry.
Well, we have to pitch our future sponsor. I mean, how can we not pitch our future sponsor? I mean, would you like to have your bangs paid for? Because of course, who wouldn't love to have their bangs paid for?
I'm just trying to have energy for the. I'm sorry.
For the bit. No, this poop is now officially brought to you by Bang. and all
I
bank
mean, if we
products.
can't get the sponsorship, we could just blur it out.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine. If they ask us to cease and desist because of this story, I'm good with it. But so you're getting pranked in a public bathroom, where the
So
paper
anywhere,
has shards of
right?
hypodermic needles in it.
So like I'm doing my business in the Walmart bathroom.
Right.
Playing Angry Birds on my phone on silent mode, as was the status quo for the time, probably 2014, 2015, and I can hear two gentlemen step into the bathroom, so I put a cork in it. I don't want to let these guys know that I'm in here fighting for my life.
Like, I mean, all right.
Fighting for my life.
Don't you think the
I mean, it was
smell?
rough. It was, there was a lot going on. There was an orchestra. Should I say it was?
All
There was a
right.
lot going on.
Mainly just the tuba section.
If you can put chili in tubas, yeah, I guess.
Wow, bro, that's thank you for the detail. I do appreciate a
I
good
apologize, but I
no, a
mean,
good bunch of detail in the story. I do.
I would apologize.
No, that really brought it home. So you put a
That
cork in
really
it.
made me what?
right. So I put a cork in it. These two
It made
fellas,
me
they step,
what?
at least it sounds like one of them steps to a urinal and one of them steps to a sink. One of them starts washing his hands.
Okay.
And he says, "Hey, did you remember to pick up the potato skins?" And the fellow, the adjacent fellow at the urinal, steps into the stall next to mine and says, "I'm about to make some potato skins."
Oh, jeez, bro.
The bottom falls out. I lose it because I think that's funny.
Right?
So I proceed to just, and the way I always told this story is I would use the wordage, I would use chocolate shotgun. But I
Oh,
feel like
wow.
that's really
Wow.
awful to say, but
That's
what? It's already been said.
wow. The chocolate because you laugh, right? There's no
Yes,
keeping a
and it
cork
was
in it
audible. I
anymore.
laughed, I squeezed my tummy, and blam.
Just blam.
Sorry.
It's dig it. So the old chocolate shotgun is fired. What are the guys' response to you?
They laughed and walked out of the restroom. That's why I think it was a prank. Like I think if they saw me like rush in there, like because like I said, like by the time like I got out of the stall, there was no one. There was not a trace of anyone. Like it was like a fucking ghost story.
Well,
Because
that's
I couldn't identify. I couldn't tell you who either of these two men were.
Okay.
But it happened.
that was the question I was going to ask. So like there was some part of your life where you were like in this shit. And your brain's funny. How likely do you think it is that at one point you just envisioned some dudes doing their thing as you're fighting for your life on that toilet?
See, I don't know of like
Like you're
any,
not like
family
several
members,
bars
but
deep, right? When this
I
story
wasn't
occurs.
doing. See, but like even then, like I don't know like bars or like painkillers or muscle relaxers or any of the things that I was, indulging in at the time.
Right, right.
I don't imagine that having that sort of hallucinogenic effect.
Fair,
But
fair.
quite potentially, I guess, it could have been completely imagined.
No, right.
But
That's
I
definitely
feel
like
like
a
it was such a
tweaker level
vivid
story,
memory.
right? Right.
Like it was such a vivid memory that I remember how like I was shopping with my mom. Like there wasn't even like I didn't even have any buddies. Like I didn't see anybody at the store. Like unless a couple of my partners like walked in because they saw me. Because like like I was still in high school at the time. Like I said, I was with my mom.
hmm
So like I don't it could have been some things like that where it was like a couple of my buddies walked in there and they just wanted to fuck with me. I don't know.
I'm about to make some potato skins.
That was really what it was.
It's
And
so
I thought it
funny,
was
dude.
hilarious.
I mean
Because
that.
it was just because I guess it was just because what he said wasn't funny. It was just the fact it was like it was the unexpected because like I said, I was in a public bathroom. Like I'm just chilling and then
Right,
this
right,
guy just comes in, cracks a joke, and then I just very audibly shit.
right. Yeah.
Very audibly shit. I mean,
Well, I mean,
I'm just trying to imagine the brown shotgun because it's
well,
a very vivid
if Logan
description.
was able to get the soundboard together, he would definitely have a presentation available for you, which is why
Ooh.
definitely we're reaching out to Bang and all dispensaries to give us some funding because really Logan is deprived of not having the sound effects that he needs to really tell the story accurately. So, exactly. If y'all want to hear
I
that
see, I
happen,
see, I see, I
you can
see.
go to coxspace.com, get involved with our Patreon, get Logan the soundboard. So
Help him out.
Get me honestly a full computer set. I'm on my cell phone, guys. That's why I sound like shit, and everyone
that's
else sounds really good
well.
because everyone else has mics. I'm rocking with cellular phone headphones, fellas. That was why, I had narrated one of the short forms, for like the time lapse of drawing with Jack.
Yeah, that's
And
true. It was
when
good.
I listened back to it, I didn't realize that it sounded like I was on like a phone call that was being recorded, and I was like, oh man.
Well, of course, right? Yeah, because Logan is the least local person to me presently. So
And
My
it's
local
no,
Logan.
Logan and I went to go hang out yesterday and had our shoot canceled for Brooks
we
because
did, yes.
somebody forgot, the main character forgot that they were going to be in it, which is a little bit of a shame, but you just roll with it when it happens. Um, Aaron Constable, do you have any shows coming up that you want to share about?
Yeah, next Tuesday, I've got it's an open mic for a club, which is always just an audition for a club.
Okay.
In
What's
up in
the
Detroit.
what's the date
Uh,
next?
the next Tuesday, which is the 17th.
Okay, so the 17th of
Tuesday.
June.
Next Tuesday, the 17th.
And what club
Yeah.
is it that you're gonna be at?
Detroit House of Comedy.
Okay. Oh, sweet, in Detroit. Cool. Yeah, so you can check them out if you guys are
That's only a
interested.
17-hour drive, Cosby. I'm gonna come down and
Yeah,
throw this for you to throw at your feet, baby.
exactly. I am
Oh, hey,
definitely
Caleb.
looking. Yeah,
He
I
said,
got
"Great
a
Caleb,
package in the mail.
I'm chopped liver." He
I
said,
was
"Great
gonna
Caleb,
ask you.
baby."
I was gonna ask you if you'd gotten them, and have you opened them up?
No, like when I was coming in from getting
Do you
food,
do you have them
groceries,
presently?
where
So
I
is
saw
it
it on
is
the porch, so I brought it in.
gotcha. So it's at your house right now.
Yeah, which so am I.
That
So
is awesome. Oh, do you want to open them up on camera so we can see them?
sure.
That would be very exciting. So the secrets, yeah, for everybody is so Aaron Cosbeil out of all of us is the person who actually meets up with the most people all the time. And he does like to keep people abreast. That is a chicken joke about with what he's up to. So Jack's work has now been presented uh in a different format. That should be a good lead in. Were you able to get it, Casville? Oh, there might be some other things going on.
Going on. Going on.
So I think one of the things that's like where people overlook the pecker, where they're very uncomfortable with seeing the gravity well, is the thing that we've been talking about kind of, earlier on, is that things are phallic and you kind of expect things to be phallic, but like speaking about the vagina is like a big no-no.
It's very taboo, is it not?
Yeah,
Like,
which is weird
see,
because
see,
it's
like, and
just
that kind
like
of brings me back to like the female nipple conversation. Did I bring up the
It's,
female nipple here?
no.
So,
it's,
what is so sexual about the female nipple?
I
You
mean,
know?
you mean besides we're super obsessed with it, like as creatures and have been throughout history because it's the like source of life?
Yeah, but like,
uh,
what makes that sexual? I mean, I understand that it's sacred, but what makes it sexual? You know, like, what makes it like to the
just
point where like it makes it any more obscene than a male nipple?
'Cause-
enculturation, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's
Culture is a good
definitely
answer.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Because in some cultures they do just walk around bare breasted, and it's like, yeah, you know.
Right.
I feel you. Okay, good answer. I'm sorry, I'll
Yeah,
shut up.
No, you're all good. Yeah, but
They-
yeah.
No, it's all good.
I was at Burning Man in 2006 or 2007, and clothing is optional at the festival for the week, and I get to spend the week there. And after the first couple of days, you've seen so many breasts and so many nipples that it just really stops shocking you. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. And so like, I wouldn't say that right now if somebody whipped out a nipple in front of me, I wouldn't be like, hell yes, look at that, what we doing today? Um,
Hell yes.
Yeah, looks
uh,
good.
but
Pardon
yeah.
me, madam.
Yeah, exactly. Hello there, ladies. But
Hey, lady.
Can you milk me?
that was a
Oh
yeah,
my god.
that was a
Oh my
tangent.
god.
But at the same time, like, it was like, there was nothing like it was like bizarre. So I think that if society did accept, men could have their shirt off, women could have their shirt off, it probably wouldn't after a while, probably within the first couple of weeks, be a problem, except for to some pervs who just, always be perving. It can't be stopped because
They
that's
do
what they
always be
do.
perving,
Yeah.
don't they?
Like I definitely feel like there's weirdos who try to get into nudist colonies, but like are ultimately shunned by the public there
Mhm.
because they're like the only people who are like walking around with wood. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, yeah, exactly.
Put clothes on. Put them all on.
Put them all on.
Being aroused
Yeah.
is actually against the rules of nudist colonies. Oh,
Oh,
And nudist colonies, do they have like other clubs where like they pay like? Oh, I'm not gonna finish that.
what? Like, wait, what? No, don't leave us hanging. Then dicks like
I
this.
was gonna
No,
say,
I'm just playing.
you think in nudist colonies they have like reverse strip clubs where they pay ugly chicks money to put their clothes back on?
Could be, yeah, could be. Where they're like, listen, Gladys, I know you got to pay rent this month,
But
and we really want to
but
stop
that's
looking
also
at your
like
ass.
an awful thing to say.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's
exactly.
why I didn't want to say it. Like,
Girl,
I mean,
I
it's
will give
probably
you
they have
$30
dudes put
right
on
now.
three-piece suits.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, would you be paid to put your clothes back on if they like deemed that you were the person?
absolutely, yeah. I would take that humiliation.
Or they're
Absolutely.
like, bro, fugly, and that
bro,
whatever.
fugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, put them
Uh,
back on.
and you're like, okay,
Mom.
you like whatever pays my rent, baby girl. You know what I mean? Let's just do this.
Can you
Absolutely.
imagine being at a nudist colony and you were just like trying to strut your stuff and somebody was like, bro, fugly.
Fugly, yeah, exactly. Old
Yeah,
Fugly
bro.
who lives over there in lot
He's from
That would
twenty-three.
nasty.
that would hit different.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, nasty as hell, and he smells funky.
Yeah, and funky. The Funky Fugly brothers. Because of course.
Bro, fugly.
Fugly is like a
Yeah,
what is that, like a
fugly is
90s
violence for
insult?
sure.
Like,
Oh, well, you're gonna
It's
have
like
to
an
throw down,
active
right?
it's like an active, challenging insult, like fugly.
yeah, fugly is fighting word.
Yeah, it sounds. I mean, it would be, especially in a nudist colony. You know what I mean? Like, it's about openness and respect, and like the
Like
ability
fugly
to like
fugly
be
in general
free.
public, yeah, you're like, oh, what'd you say, motherfucker? You're like
Uh,
Right, to
fugly
say
is like
somebody's,
fugly in
yeah.
the general public is like getting shoved by somebody.
Oh
Fugly
yeah,
in a
right.
nudist colony is like getting spat on.
Yeah, it is more like, yeah, because you could say like, dude, your car is fugly. And you'd be like, you might take it personal, but you're like, at least you could change your car. You know what I mean? If you get called fugly, they'd be like, in your birthday suit, you're like, what do you expect me to do about it? There's not a whole lot that's gonna happen. This is what I'm stuck with, bro. So
Right, like that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like being called fugly at a nudist camp, like fuck, I'm gonna swing. Like I said,
right,
like
yeah,
straight
yeah,
up,
exactly.
I'm gonna swing. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
swing.
punch you.
Right, yeah, exactly.
My
It's gonna
my
be a
my dick is
three-arm
out.
swing. Yeah,
That means I
exactly.
Yeah,
punch on
like
on
my
impulse.
body is beautiful. No one
On
wants to fight a
impulse.
naked guy.
So yeah, I mean the other person is also naked, so I think it's kind of a fair fight. Um, I would have to see the other person to take any bets on that at all. But
Okay,
Naked fights implicitly fair.
well, I
You heard it
mean
here
more
first.
more or less, right? Yeah, exactly. You can't be hiding anything. It's just fists, nothing to grab on except for hair and dick hair.
okay, guys, I got
Ooh.
another one for us. Top three worst places to fight a naked guy.
Hmm.
Um,
Are you
I
also
will begin
naked?
the submissions. Yes. I will begin the submissions by saying the beach. which
Yeah.
which may
Oh
ultimately
yeah,
be his
I
number
don't
one
the
because the
amount of
beach would
sand.
be. Yeah,
Don't want to get
right.
sand in my butthole. Do not want
Right,
to get sand
right.
in my
Getting
butthole.
thrown around, the sweat, the sand. Yeah, there'd be chafing that would have nothing to do with the fight. I think both people would be
Right.
losers at that point, so that does not seem fair. It would probably be short, which you could always say that's not a bad thing. But
Right. Yeah, like the fight won't last long,
yeah,
which is
nobody's
good,
gonna want
hopefully for
to
both
do
parties.
that after a while. Sand is probably the worst environment. Although I'd have to say that it's probably still second to fighting in like a dank swamp, because that, especially as being,
Yeah,
you
like
know,
mud up to your ankles, like it's
yeah, and
you're sweating. There's mosquitoes. They're
you're
like bugs,
naked.
wet.
Yeah, yeah. There's underground tree roots that you're probably going to get caught on. Again, the stuff that could be seeping into orifices and that sort of stuff as you're like wrestling. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's not just worrying about getting into your ears. It's like your urethra might get infected. Yeah, you know. So I would say that's probably the number one worst place to fight naked. Although Aaron
I would
Cosby,
come. I would come back with a number. Excuse me, with another number one spot,
okay.
being inside a non-lit cave.
Ooh, ooh. Yeah, all the skin that would be torn off your body from just roughhousing around. Like pants, you know, and shirts do a lot that we don't take notice of. I mean, they're the reason for clothes, right? Like we don't like rubbing up against stuff and losing skin every time we bump something.
Now,
True.
Mr. Cosby, what did you just send to the chat here, my man? I see you had sent some new pictures here. What is this?
That would be the Cox in Space cards.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you couldn't get the video up. Right, I forgot. Of course, that's or did you didn't feel like doing that?
So there's Cox in Space business cards.
Yeah, so since our boy, you know, is out and about meeting
Stunning.
people, yeah, Cops in space.
That's awesome. And dude, I love the frame, dude. It's got the drawing on it, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm like, you know,
Man, this is
my guy,
it's
you
so cool just to
did his
see everything just be real, dude.
Yeah.
so that
Oh
leads us
my
back to the website which has the cuts of our film as it develops. That's where that's what the goal is. So people can immediately see, you know, the progress we're making up to this point. Um, which I'm excited. We'll take the next step forward too with the animation in these next couple of weeks to like even step that up more. And then as we see Jack start get more complete, we'll see that start to become part of the animation. Because I'm trying to break it up into logical chunks so we can see just a little bit of that. Obviously, I want him to yell, but cock, and then full thrust, I believe. So. It's gonna be super fun. It is 9:30. Also, which thank you guys for being here on Thursday. Jack, is Thursday a night that's working better for you? Because you do spend time with your mom on the
Uh,
weekends?
it could potentially be. Let's not change it right now
Okay.
because I'm not going to be going home for the next week or two. But yeah, let's be open to potentially changing that and revisit this topic because going forward, yeah, that might
Okay.
be that might be good. Sunday works for now though. Like I'll definitely be able to make this Sunday.
Okay, cool.
And it'll it'll work fine.
So we'll be looking at probably midsummer, maybe talk about a change to a different night, which is cool.
Yeah.
And we'll be probably finishing up that page, this page, and starting a new one right about that time too. So I am also excited about that.
Oh yeah.
Uh, cool.
Um,
So we're on for Sunday this weekend because you said you're gonna be home.
yeah,
Nice. Okay,
exactly. Yeah.
cool. And then we'll get together and make that happen. Thank you guys all for being here tonight. Fun. Aaron Cosby, Logan Gifford, Skip Rousey on the chat with Jack Haynes and the cops in space.
Always a pleasure, fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. 100%.